This is the heartbeat of human services, a peek into the inspiring stories of our community and all things DHS. Join us.
Hey there, everybody. I'm your host, Janice Slagle, for the Heartbeat of Human Services podcast. And today our guest is Josh Connor. He works for, it's Josh Connor or Connors?
Connor.
Josh Connor.
Yes.
And he works for the Department of Human Services in the area of Job Fest. And so we invited him to talk about what he does today. So welcome, Josh.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
We're super excited to get on this podcast.
Good. We're excited to have you.
Good.
And, so before we start talking about Job Fest, I know you've worked here for a few years and you have an interesting background. You've been a veteran and done a lot of different things. Can you just give us a little bio about you?
So I was born and raised here in Bakersfield. I did leave in my time in service and went over to Germany and then got deployed to Iraq. But this is my hometown. So, and one thing I've always done in life is network, and I've always networked. Like I have somebody for every aspect in life. I know somebody. So
You have a go-to person for everything, huh?
Exactly. So about 8 years ago, I was working where I only help veterans find work, and then this opportunity came across me, and I thought, why not? You know what I mean? Because I can still help veterans, and I still do. But I can actually just help the entire public, you know? So I jumped on it and I brought all my connects here and here we are.
So you've been here 8 years?
About 8 years,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
And Job Fest here with the department has always been fairly innovative with the way that you guys get to do things. And, before COVID, it was, you got to do a lot more events and things, but give us a little nutshell of what is Job Fest.
So Job Fest, we are, the way I like to explain it to people is we're the middleman. I mean, we're between the employer and the job seeker. Now, we're not a staffing agency where the job seeker comes to us and then we hire them for this employer. That's not what we do. We network with the employers, we find the job seekers, and then we introduce them to each other, and then we step back and they take off with it.
Okay.
So there is no contracts with the employers. You have to, use us and you can't do anything else. No. And all of our services are free to the employers. They pay through it with grants and fundings from their taxes. So you don't have to pay us nothing. Like we're already here to help you, whether it's advertise, put on an event, go on the news. I mean, anything you need.
So how does someone seeking a job find Job Fest?
As of right now, we're on social media. We're on Facebook and Instagram at Job Fest Kern. We do send out a weekly job lead email. So if you email jobfest@kerndhs.com, you'll get right now we're about 106 job leads a week.
Wow.
So every Friday you're going to get an Excel spreadsheet. Here's who's hiring. Here's the position. Here's what you need to apply. And here's how to apply.
Okay.
And we're not a listing agency, like we have connections with these employers too. It's like we're not just going on Indeed saying, look, Best Buy's hiring.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have a connection with Best Buy and I have access to use their logos and their colors and all that stuff. So it's super exciting what we get to do.
I bet. It sounds fun.
I love it.
So how do you go about finding employers who are hiring? How does that part work?
Now we do use the internet for that. I will go on Indeed, and if I see an employer that we're not working with, and currently we have like 861 employers that we're working in, and that's Kern County. So that's Taft to Ridgecrest to Delano up to Tejon, so it's not just Bakersfield. It tends to be more in Bakersfield, but we do have those outskirt areas as well with our district job developers that are for Job Fest.
It's a huge county, so we have a lot of cities, right?
Lots of them. And they're all unique in their own ways.
Mm-hmm.
If you go to Mojave, it's more your aerospace, your stuff like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
You go out to, let's say, Shafter, there's a lot of warehouses out there, a lot of, stuff like that. So I personally like to go into these places. If I see someone's hiring, or even if I don't, I'm just going to walk in and I want to figure out what's happening. You know what I mean? Like, how are you guys doing? You guys are short staffed. Why? Oh, well, we can't find people. Yeah. And then that's when I get that little sparkle in my eye. And I'm like, got him.
I can find someone for you.
I can find someone for you. We have over 26,000, I think, followers now on Facebook and Instagram. And our YouTube channel has little tips and tricks on how to tie your tie and what not to say in an interview. And we try to make them fun, but there's only certain fun you can have
in a job interview. That's good. So so I know in the past you have had large functions where you bring the employer and you have them in booths, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then the employees come, or people who want to get hired come, and they interact with the employees, right? So that's something that you've done for a number of years. But during COVID, how did you do it?
It was weird. I think our event in 2020 was like March 12th to 14th. And I think it was 2 days later, like the whole COVID thing started, you know? So we were worried, but at the same time, we were glad that our event was done. You know what I mean? I think we had over 400 people leave that day with jobs.
Wow.
You know,
that's
and
awesome.
that's amazing. So yeah, we invite about 150 employers out there. We have typically between 3,000 and 4,000 job seekers show up, and the employer's there.
And they're ready to hire right
These
there,
are those
right?
HR managers. And that's one of our things that we always do too, is don't send your representative that can't make the hiring decisions. They have to be HR people.
Right.
You know, I
That's
don't want
smart.
your people just going out there networking. Like, we're looking to hire these people, you know?
Right.
Cool thing is March 15th, 2023, we do have the Mechanics Bank Arena reserved. So
that's
as
your
long
next
as everything
Job Fest.
goes, you know, we couldn't do it last year. We couldn't do it this year, but
in 2023, you're going to do it again.
Yes, we're in hopes that it's
great.
going to happen.
So I loved, I think I did attend the March 2020, and I remember there was like a bell that you ring if you get a job, right? Like that's a cool way to do it.
That was brand new. That was Pam Hollowell's idea.
I
She said
that.
we need something that when someone gets a job, everybody knows.
Right.
And so that was
encouraging.
I think that was our second year, because I think the first year we had it on more towards the side of the stage, and it seemed like Starbucks was just there every 5 minutes, just banging that thing, you know.
That's
but
good.
my thing, I loved it because when you hear that bell and you're that job seeker, you look at that bell and you see that employer standing there. They're hiring right now.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you know, I'm sure that person still had to go do the background check and the drug test, but that person left that day with a job. You
What
know,
a good
so
feeling.
it was so fun. Now we need more bells because
you're
the
gonna have
people
more
at the top of the thing can't come all the way down to do it. So we need one up top. We need one at the bottom. You
need all bells all over the
bells
place.
everywhere. I love it.
So March 15th, 2023. Awesome. Okay, I love that. So what else have you done? Did you see during COVID the same amount of people getting hired? Did it slow down a little? Or
first, it was slow. No, everyone was kind of not knowing what's going to happen, you know, and some people didn't want to go to work. You know, I know that the Great Resignation happened. A lot of people left their jobs because whether they were scared of COVID, they said, I'm done. I'm just gonna start my own business. You know, I got a bunch of buddies that started their own business now, and they're probably not going to work again.
Wow.
You know, so that's super cool. So
they're still working. They're just doing it differently.
They're doing it differently, and they're having other people do their work. So that's
smart,
that's
right?
Awesome, very smart. So it did slow down, and then we noticed all the jobs were there, but nobody wanted the jobs.
Yeah.
You know, so that was interesting.
That was interesting.
You know, we're telling the employers, yes, we can try our best. You know, I can't make people work for you.
Right.
You know.
Did you see more people not working in certain industries like restaurants? Of course, they shut down for that time period.
A lot of people didn't. The restaurants were hurting bad when everything opened back up. I made sure I targeted my restaurants because I know they need servers. I know they need cooks. You know, I know when those restaurants open, people were going to flood it. So you better be full staffed.
Yeah.
You know, and some of them weren't. Like I said, some of them didn't want to take those jobs.
Yeah, I get it. And so were there other trends that you noticed like during that season of COVID that are sort of changing now? Are people coming out and wanting to work again, you think?
I feel like finally, yes. I felt like September-ish last year I felt like, I don't know if it was because Christmas is around the corner, because that usually happens right around Christmas. We get super busy. Everybody wants to work. Right. And then after Christmas, it's like, where'd everybody go? You know, I thought everyone wanted to work. So I did notice, and I think it's just the whole uncertainty.
How do you help prepare people who want a job for a job? Do some people know what kind of job they want and some have no idea? Or do they just come to you and say, here's what skill I have? Or how does that part connect?
I like when they have a path, at least something.
Yeah.
You know, because we do get some job seekers that we help and we try our best, but they don't know where they want to go. You know, and I don't know where they want to go. I give them options and they're like, I don't want to work in a warehouse. Okay, what about, are you a people person? No. Okay, do you like IT stuff? No. okay, like I'm trying,
Process
like
of
I'm digging,
elimination.
I'm
Yeah,
digging.
yeah.
Like, tell me something. What did you do as a kid? You play sports, or anything. So I like when someone says, I want to get into, the restaurant, the hospitality industry. And I'm like, cool. Do you have your, your ServSafe certificates? Have you ever worked around people? Any customer service, So again, I'm digging for what do you have if they don't have a resume?
Mm-hmm. Then do you help them with their resume, or is that part of what you do or not?
We can. And again, it's, they'll come to us and say, yeah, can you help me with my resume? Absolutely. But again, they have to have all the information for it. I can't just make you one.
Yeah. There's other services for that. I think we have
absolutely, yeah.
So it helps when someone kind of knows some kind of what their needs are. Maybe they even know, I need to make this much money and this is my skill. Then you can kind of point them towards the employer
and we have some job seekers too, lots of them actually, that will just say, can you look over my resume? Or, hey, I'm going to go apply for a police officer. I want to be a police officer. Can you look at my resume? And we'll look at it, and nothing is really tailored to public service or anything, So we're going to help them say, do some research. Like, what have you done that steers you to have that experience,
That's good.
So it's very interesting, but everybody's different. We'll do mock interviews if you want to come down when we're open. If you want to come down here, we'll sit face to face, and I'll drill you for an hour with questions, and then I'll give you feedback on how you answered them.
And can anyone reach out for your services, or do they have to be receiving services in other areas, or just you're open to all?
We are open to the public, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And are you different from other, like, let's say, employers training resource, right? How are you different from them?
I always think the difference is, and I use them a lot, don't take it wrong. Like if someone says, I want to get into welding, and I'm like, I can't help them get into welding. But I know they can, they have services for that. So definitely go talk to them over there. Sam's my guy because he's a veteran too. So I'm go talk to Sam. He'll take care of you.
So they offer training for people, but we mainly connect employees to employers. That's more your venue, right?
That's more of us, and it's more public again. Like I believe that they do it for our clients and stuff, but I don't think anybody off the street can walk in without signing up.
Gotcha.
And with us, if you follow our Facebook page, you don't ever have to talk to us. You're going to get all the information.
Okay. So you sign up on Facebook or Instagram, and then you'll automatically get this job information regularly until you get a job. And then if you get a job, let us know, right? That's helpful so we can kind of track it. But you don't always find out, you were saying.
We don't always find out. And sometimes it's just a number. Sometimes I'll call the employer back, hey, did you fill that spot? And they say, yes. So as of right now, just this last couple months, we're at about between 20 and 25 hires a month that we're getting back from our employers.
That you're finding out about. There's probably more that you don't know.
I'm sure there's tons more. I'm sure there's tons.
That's good.
So over the years, I get to watch all the job seekers in our comments, and then like that one disappears, and it's a good feeling. Like, oh, where'd Susie go? She always helped other, and that's what I love too. We actually have job seekers helping other job seekers in there.
Nice.
Someone will say, how do I get this job at Panda Express? And then this girl will slide in and say, hey, I work there now. Come in now and talk to Anna. She's here at this time and this time. And then so we just kind of throw our hands up and say, well, they figured that out.
So they're doing that on your social media pages, corresponding.
Just in the comments. So I do love that too.
And you were saying earlier that these jobs that you connect people range anywhere from like Starbucks baristas to marketing jobs and all the way
everything in between.
What's one of the most unique jobs that you have known about connecting someone? Is there anything that stands out?
I actually just got it yesterday. That's funny you said that. And it's actually for the Kern County Sheriff's Department.
Okay.
And they're looking for a helper in like the morgue area of it.
Oh, I saw that.
Now I have to create a graphic, which is interesting.
That's a tough one, yeah.
It's going to be like, I could have a lot of fun with this. But again, it's like, okay, I can't do that. You know what I mean? But
is that the coroner's office? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. I saw that. And that might be interesting for a lot of people. People who like CSI and jobs like that. Maybe that's, fascinating.
Well, we've had some fun ones. I mean, there has been cool ones, and that's one thing that we do too, is all of our employers have to be hiring at least minimum wage. So it is no salary plus commission or, only commission based only. We can't advertise that. So
that's good.
Yeah,
so awesome. You're on Channel 23 in the mornings every Monday?
Every Monday, about 6:40-ish in the morning. Okay. So we're doing that 6 a.m. show.
And you're just talking about jobs that are open?
All kinds of jobs.
And do you do most of the jobs offer benefits and things like that too?
I think almost all of them offer benefits.
That's good.
And that's
people need that.
They definitely need that.
True.
And I push that on people when people say, "Why would I only work for this much?" And I try to tell them, you're more employable if you already have a job.
True.
You know what I mean? So even if you just have to take that bottom level one, just get in the door, jump in there.
Like even when we were talking about jobs here at DHS, we talked about extra help. Get in as extra help position, and then it'll eventually become permanent if you do a good job, right? That's
exactly.
good.
Exactly. And I send a lot of people here for the extra help stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah. A lot of the people that are in management started out as extra help. So yeah, we tell people that too. How many is your team job developers then? Is that what you're called?
Yeah, we're job developers.
And how many of them are you? How many job developers do you have?
4 in Bakersfield.
Okay.
So our Bakersfield team is 4, and then each of our districts, Lamont we have 1, Taft, Delano, Shafter, Mojave, and Ridgecrest.
So do those folks look for jobs in their area? Okay. And then do you guys all connect at some point and kind of work together a little bit?
It seems like the followings in those areas aren't as high. Bakersfield takes up 93% of our followers. And then there's a couple in Shafter, a couple in Taft, a couple over here. So I know this year we're really gonna push for it. And we're getting our website this year, an actual website. Do
you know the name of it yet? Or are you still working on it?
We actually got jobfestkern.com.
Good.
Yeah, so we purchased that. So we're building it right now. Some of the features we're going to have is an instant chat thing, so you can instantly ask for help, and one of us are going to be able to help you right now.
Wow,
which right now on Facebook we can do it, and on Instagram.
So if they DM you or something, they can talk to you right away?
Right away. Cool. And any questions, like I said, if you're like, hey, I'm outside this business, but I don't know what to say, or like, we'll walk you through it. We'll try our best. You know. So
you're there to build confidence in people too.
Yeah,
that's neat. Gosh, don't you wish you knew about this? I wish I had this availability before I was looking for a job.
Sometimes
it's
it is.
Nice.
It's overwhelming. Sometimes
it is. Yeah.
When I hear people that aren't working, or I get on my personal Facebook page and like nobody's hiring.
It's not true, is it?
It's like I have a whole list of people that are hiring.
You want to tell them, huh?
Yeah, I do, But
go to Job Fest,
So I think it's cool. One of the ideas that our team had was on our website that we're going to have a map on our website. And it's going to kind of be like a Zillow map where you're going to be able to click this blue dot, and it's going to say, instead of being a house, it's going to say Jack in the Box, crew member, $15 an hour. So you can look at your house. Yeah, you can look at your house and know that corner store is hiring, or if it's a commute thing, you can say, I like this area. I want to drive there every day. So that's going to be super fun.
So that's going to be part of your website.
Super fun.
Very cool.
We're excited about it.
So again, if people want to, if you're out there and you're looking for a job and you don't realize there's a lot of opportunities, you can go to Jobfest, JOBFEST, on both Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, you said, right?
YouTube, yeah. It's Job Fest Kern.
Sorry, Job Fest Kern on all three? Job Fest Kern.
3, yeah.
Okay. And soon to becoming a website. And then in March of 2023, another Job Fest huge event at Mechanics Bank.
And if you don't have social media, you can email jobfest@kerndhs.com, and then every Friday we send out a massive list of jobs that are hiring.
That is so cool. And then you can also watch on 23ABC at 640 for some other jobs.
And we give a lot of tips on there, a lot of stuff that I don't want to create a whole graphic for, you know what I mean? So it's like they ask the right questions, and I'm like, this is what I would do.
That's good. So well, thank you for being our guest today, Josh. This has been fascinating, and I hope that people listening will take advantage of Job Fest Kern to get more information about how to get a job, how to prepare for a job, and look for the website coming soon. It's called jobfestkern.com. So thank you so much for being our guest, and that concludes our episode today, and we'll see you next time.
I'm your co-host Paula Hernandez, and let's get into today's Mindful Minute. We'll be talking about food. It sounds silly, but different foods can affect you in different ways. Here are some examples of some stress-relieving foods. Dark chocolate can boost your brain health and reduce stress. Honey can relieve anxiety. And mangoes, weird fact, contain a compound called linalool, that main ingredient in lavender essential oils that are used to reduce stress and anxiety. Even chomping on some gum is an easy way to keep the stress at bay, while potentially boosting your mood and productivity. I personally always have some minty gum on me that makes me feel more productive as I get to my work done, as silly as that sounds. What kind of foods do you like to munch on? This has been your Mindful Minute.
Thank you for joining us for the Heartbeat of Human Services podcast today. We hope you'll join us next time.